भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Mundakopanishad, dealing with the section exposing, which is an expose, exposing or unfolding the finitude of karma. Karma is there, you can do karma, action, and all the actions beget what is called karma phala, results of action, and there is a kind of a loop because each time the results of action come, the jiva turns up the nose at the results of action because the results of action always suffer from three kinds of shortcomings, doshas. Every result of action has three kinds of shortcomings because they are not, because they are fallible. Dosha means shortcomings, defects. And why do defects come? Because they are done by, the karma is done by fallible hands and legs. Karmendriyas. Karmendriyas are finite. Karmendriyas are fallible. And the fallibility comes from, actually, interestingly, the use or the so-called gift of free will. A donkey kicking a human being, that is not fallible. That comes under the realm of the infallible, even if the donkey kicks a sadhu, kicks a holy person. Then we don't fault the donkey. We wonder what's wrong with the holy person who is going and standing behind the donkey. Okay, that is what we say. What's wrong with you? Why are you putting yourself in this situation? So the donkey kicking the person or the scorpion biting the person is not something that is not that is not a dosha. That's not a defect. Because all these creatures, all the jivas, except for the human beings, are within the universal laws. They are more or less programmed. Yes, something can go rogue, but even that going rogue is within the order, within the larger order. And so this is the situation. Very, very interesting. And so here the karma is fallible only because there is the free will. But what is the connection between free will and fallibility? There's a very important connection because the free will is like the free wheel, meaning it can just go, take the chariot away and go to different places, etc. The free will is fueled. If the free will were a chariot or if it were a car, it would be fueled by raga and dvesha. That is the supreme unleaded, that is the most costly the fuel that powers the free will. The free will in other case, in any case, is bound. It's not free at all. Free will is not free. It's just called free will. But it is bound up in all the wants, don't wants, fears, tears, fears for yoga and kshema, Will I be okay? I need to become okay. In order to be okay, I have to do all these things. All these come from the insecurity, and then that insecurity, the source of that insecurity is atma ajnanam, self ignorance. So we have a very interesting and a very neat chain. What is the chain? Self ignorance leads to self insecurity, self loath, self judgment, and all of the above lead to the raga and dveshas. Because I feel I don't have, so therefore I want to have. Because I feel insecure, I want to, I desire to remove the insecurity, etc., etc. So that sets in motion, that insecurity and self-loath, self-judgment, self-critique sets into motion the raga and dveshas, which then power the karma action. Then the results of action come, and that's why the results of action are fallible, not only finite. Yes, that we know. Finitude is the law of the universe. We know that the karma is finite, so karma phala cannot be infinite. We know that. But here, karma also, karma here means the results of action suffer from three kinds of doshas, defects, because they are fallible. The first kind of defect that the karma phala has, every result of action has these three kinds of defects. The first one is called dukkha mishritatvam. It is so, even if you get the best thing in the world, it is mixed up with dukkha. Dukkha is sorrow. So whatever you get the best thing in the whole world. You have this fantastic thing. And what do you get as a result? Dukkha. It is mixed up with dukkha. That's the first dosha or the fallacy of karma phala. How is it mixed up with dukkha? You get, let's say you win a lottery ticket. Then how can there be dukkha there? Well, not immediately, but then you go collect it. First dukkha is that even though you won 10 million, what do you get? Only 3 million payout. That's all. You get, because the rest goes in federal tax, state tax, this tax, that tax, everything. And you get only 3 million. But come on, 3 million is a very big thing. 3 million is not something to be laughed at. That most people on earth don't have it. So this is a huge thing. Yeah, that's a huge thing. Wonderful. But then you find out that this, it has to be invested in certain ways. So you hire a fellow to come help you invest it and all these things. Some money management, wealth management people are there, venture capitalists are there. Vulture capitalists, I call them. So they are there, and then what do? They take charge of your money and invest it. But because of your karma, then the very next day there is a recession. As soon as it's invested, there is a recession. And in fact, money loses money. So that is another headache. So yes, you can call yourself a millionaire, but then there is only the last part is operational air. Okay, so the million is gone, only air is operational. So what did you get out of the lottery ticket? Just air. The word million in millionaire is silent, okay? And then so by these new grammatical Paninian rules, so the word million is silent, so you have only air. And so this is dukkha mishritatvam. Or you feel obligated to give half to somebody, some relative who is not in good circumstances. Maybe some the earning family member in your close circle, sibling or somebody is not there, and then the family is bereft of an earning member. So you feel like you have to give. You don't feel like giving. No, no, no. You have to give. And so because of that obligation of giving, again the happiness is mitigated, inhibited. So this is called, the first defect is called dukkha mishritatvam. The first fallacy of the results of karma, that the results of karma suffer from. The first one, the first defect is called dukkha mishritatvam. Every single result of action has dukkha mishritatvam, means it is not only finite, but it is fallible, and it is laced with sorrow. It's laced with bitterness, and it's like a karma cocktail. So, some sweet thing comes when you drink it, and then what? And then it soon turns sour, rancid, bitter. This is dukkha mishritatvam. It's like that child crying over its ice cream because half of it was melted. This is dukkha mishritatvam. And then that's the first fallacy. Then there is another defect of karma phala, which is atriptikaratvam. Tripti is contentment. Contentment is tripti. And then atriptikaratvam means it enjoys, or rather suffers from the fallacy of causing discontent. One would think that if the ragadvesha were fulfilled, you would have contentment. But no, here there is no contentment. And here there is no contentment. In fact, it turns into discontent. Why should you see, when I get what I want, why should it turn into discontentment? Simply because you have eyes and ears, and you get to you get to see that yes, you may have some money, or you may be gifted with $3 million, but there is always the other fellow who has 6 million. You may have a 3 bedroom house, but then there is another person who has a 6 bedroom house, and he or she is living alone in that house, whereas you are living in an extended family situation where your space is just a little spot at the end of the couch. In that case, in India, that's how it happens. Your place means at the end of the couch, wherever you sit, that is your place. And in a three-seater couch in India, at least 6 person will sit. Okay. And then, and that's why the C in couch becomes silent. It's not couch anymore, it's ouch. Oh my God, I have to sit with all these people. And there is no concept of personal space in India at all, because just the sheer population of it. Everybody, even during the pandemic, is literally breathing down your face, breathing down your neck, and then everybody is in your business. And so, this is how it is. And then, so you know a lot more. You have too much information about people. Even if you don't want to know, you come to know. Oh, they got a new job. Oh, they are doing this. Oh, you bought a new car. How? You couldn't even afford this. Oh, some problem must be there. And then, other people gossip. Oh, some, black money somewhere, something, this get rich quick scheme. Never good, all these things. So you have too much information about the neighbors, and of course, that goes without saying that they also have too much information about you. They know exactly when you get up. And then if you get up late because you're tired, then the neighbor will comment, today you did not get up early. Why? What happened? Out of a sense of solicitousness, I suppose. But then, one is in the modern day, one is not used to that. Especially in small towns and rural areas, this is very much the thing in India. And so this is atriptikaratvam, means because you know so much about everybody around you, you always feel shortchanged. You always feel shortchanged. Why? Because somebody else has something better. Even if you go to heaven and Indra, the ruler of heaven, gives you a 3 bedroom bungalow, you will always, after saying thank you and feeling very happy and clicking a selfie with Indra, which of course you cannot bring back to Martya Loka, then what do? You look around. You want to say hello to the neighbor. And then you find that You just have a modest little condo, a 3 bedroom little, villa, but then they have, a 10 bedroom mansion. And you thought, oh, because I did all the right things, I was vegetarian all my life, and then I was, I was helping people whenever I could. I even attended a few Vedanta classes. Maybe not enough, but I attended a few Vedanta classes, and then I got this nice little villa, and then what? And that person has a mansion. And then you say, oh, OMG, what all must they have done? They must have attended more Vedanta classes. They must have given in Dhanam. They must have given a lot. Let them come out of the house. I'll do namaste and I'll make friends with the neighbor. You just see some shadows and the person has not come out of the house yet. Then you just see the house. Then the person comes out. Oh no, the heart sinks into the pit of the stomach. Where? In heaven, where you're supposed to be happy, where dukkha is not even possible. You manage to be sad there also. Why? Because this fellow is a gunda. Gunda means a kind of a bully, like a mafia-esque person. And no, not only you, but the entire neighborhood knew this person as a terrible, terrible person. By day, he had a taxi cab business, and by night, all kinds of nefarious, unmentionable things were done. All kinds of trafficking was going on. And then this person has got a 10 bedroom bungalow in Indraloka. Travesty. How dare this demand audience with Indra? Right now, I want to see him. I want to ask, how could this person do this? How could this person do this to me? And how could this person come into heaven? And this kind of an abuser, a bully, a tyrant, borderline terrorist, and then here he is enjoying a 10 bedroom mansion in a very nice neighborhood, I may add, in heaven. How is this possible? And then what? Indra grants access, and you plead your case. You know what? I was so good. I looked this way and that way before even telling a simple lie. And then I was trying to be truthful. I even attended Vedanta classes. Oh, but you got your desserts. Yes, I love my bungalow, but look at the neighbor. And do you know who is living in it? Yes, we do. But what do you mean? Well, he did a lot of punya. What do you mean he did a lot of punya? Do you know who he is? You're supposed to know all these things. Yeah, but he brought a lot of people to God. And you say, I don't believe it. I can't. How can such a people bring the people to God? How can such a man? Well, because whenever people saw him, children, women, men, they all said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and they visited the temple afterwards to get freedom from him. They all became very religious out of fear and they became devout. And so, therefore, he has got this 10 bedroom mansion, a palace in heaven. So, you see, it is so the second defect is atriptikaram. Atriptikaram means you don't get contentment. You don't get contentment. And then this is the second fallacy. The second fallacy of the of the of this of karma. The second fallacy is this, that it no matter how much you get, you are not happy. You are not happy. And then it all, as though these two are not enough, it has the results of karma have the third fallacy called bandhakatvam. Bandhakatvam means that it causes further bondage. It fans the notion of bondage and keeps that notion of bondage going and going and going and going all the time. And so that is what it is. Already feeling bound. So one is not going with the more one participates in the karma and karma phala loop, one is not getting out of this bandha. One is not going on the road to moksha. One is going back on the U-turn to from bandha to bandha to bandha. Bandha to bandha to bandha. And then so what bondage? Why? Because this is what it is. Because you see, bandhakatvam means it causes bondage because the results of action that come are almost always summarily rejected. I don't like it. I want this. Okay, you didn't get this. Therefore, what? I don't like it. Or I got this, but then it needs to be edited, abridged, and all these things. Every single thing, even the simplest of things, it is bandhakaram. And in that way, in another way, because whatever you get, you don't like, and then in order to correct that, you unleash more actions, and then they produce more results, and so like this, it keeps on going. And then this is one part A of bandhakatva. Part B is also that the more karma and karma phala you have got in a loop. Like karma here means literally you have to work hard in order to play hard. You have to work very hard and then you get a day off and then you go do something nice and then you get used to that particular kind of living. After getting used to a particular standard of living, you cannot say, I'm going to simplify and I'm going to just let it all be. I'm going to manage with whatever Bhagavan gives. No, it's very difficult to say that because there is this feeling that I am adding to my comfort. Everybody is a creature, of comfort. So everybody wants a certain standard of life that one is used to. One is used to a big house. It's very difficult to move into what is this? There is a new, not so new, maybe a couple of decades old, tiny house movement. And these tiny house movement, these tiny houses, very much prevalent in the in certain areas, especially the Pacific Northwest. And so these tiny houses means it will be at the most 150 250 square feet. Oh, I think I can manage in 250 square feet. It's not just you, the entire family. and then the house will be on wheels so that it can be parked anywhere and then hooked up anywhere. You can just get going. And then everything you have to crouch. The loft, you have to crouch. The loft happens to be, oh, loft means attic. I'll go there once a year. No, 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 it's not attic. It's that will give you a tick. That's what it is. It will give you a tick in the neck because you have to crouch like this. It's your bedroom. One of the lofts is your bedroom. The other loft on the other side is the children's bedroom. and then and then what? And then inside is a small area which will fit an ouch. Okay, yeah, see silent. And then on this side is the kitchen. A kitchen will be there, and then one small bathroom. And that bathroom, is just in one of the videos I saw. In the bathroom there was a small kind of a cupboard. I thought, oh, that is must be for towels or something. But then the man who was showing this in the video opened it, and then came out the dining table, a folded dining table which is stored in the bathroom, and then it doesn't come out fully. So the bathroom door has to be open when the dining table is put out, and then you eat. And God forbid anybody has a stomach upset and wants to eat and wants to go use the bathroom when you are eating. It is not possible at all. So this is like this, so one cannot adjust in this. Having enjoyed a 3-bedroom house, oh, I need to simplify. I am studying Vedanta. All these things don't work. One is used to a certain way of life, and one is completely lulled in the complacency, in the complacent belief that one is producing these comforts. Actually, you are not producing the comfort. No, 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 I am producing the comfort. You are not. But I am the one going to work and I am earning. Yes, you are. But still, the connection between karma and karma phala, let us never forget. what the Bhagavad Gita says. Very famous verse. Karmani eva adhikarahate ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma karma phala hetur bhuhu ma te sangha astu karmani. Akarmani. So basically, it says you are in charge of the producing, but you're not in the charge of the product. The product is given by Bhagavan. Even though you feel you are bringing home a paycheck, and that thought itself needs to be checked right there. Because you are working all right and you are getting something, and then it is all because of a universal law. Bhagavan, as the karma phaladata, is giving the paycheck. That's why, in the last generation, we didn't, before there were all these, direct deposit and all this. The money would be given in the hand, and then the person who earned the money would come and put it in front of the altar and say, this is all yours, this is because of you. It's at least an acknowledgement within that I am not the producer of my comforts. I am not the producer of even the daily bread which is coming on the table. And that is a very, very nice way to live. It's a wonderful way to live. But most people are not there. Most people, even though they may be studying the Bhagavad Gita, it is very easy to slip into the think, this is my money, this is all mine, it belongs to me. I am the one. I am the one who is producing this because I want this comfort. The comfort is there because you have previous punya. That's all it is. And the previous punya is also because of Bhagavan, that you were able to earn this punya and keep it into this bank account, which is being, which is fructifying slowly and coming out in the form of good and comfortable situations in the here or the hereafter. It is all because of punya, as we'll see in the coming verses and in the mantras of the Upanishad. But for this section, I want to give this very elaborate introduction, because otherwise it's very easy to forget that I am not in charge of the karma phala. This itself makes way for those three defects which we just talked about. This itself is bondage producing, or the notion of bondage, it becomes more ensconced because of this, because of not understanding how karma works. And why do I not understand how karma works? I do not understand how karma works because I have self ignorance. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. And so, therefore, the karma phala, when it comes, when you have a comfortable situation, when you enjoy, when you're enjoying a holiday, when you're enjoying a pleasant meal, when you're enjoying a pleasant companionship with people, it's all because of Purva Punya. If you take your horoscope to the astrologer, they will tell you this, that the planets in the fifth house, they are indicators of Purva Punya. The planets in the fifth house will tell you that this is what it is. This is where this is why you are enjoying a very good parentage, loving relatives, and this is why you're enjoying a comfortable life. This is why. Not because you are doing the work or you are earning something or something like that. It's all because of previous punya. And that previous punya, you cannot look into the account and see. Because it's in the hand of one, your accounts are handled by one Mr. Gupta. Gupta ji. Gupta means secret. In fact, the name for accountants in India is Gupta, the surname, even today, because of this original Gupta Bhagavan in the form of Chitragupta. Chitra means picturesque. So the karma is always, the karma phala is picturesque. And so Chitragupta, Bhagavan in the form of the giver of karma phala, decides. Bhagavan decides when, how much, what you get. And so therefore this it is hidden from you. So you think this will all go on forever because I am entitled to this. And I am the CEO of the company. What can happen to me? All the people bow in front of me when I walk past. They all stand up. They all salute. And I am in great shape. Then what? Suddenly, some wrong allegation. The board of directors dismisses the person who is thinking like this. Suddenly, some scandal from 20 years ago resurfaces, and then it becomes the last straw. Or suddenly, the person gets complacent because of the power. Because somebody said power corrupts, and absolute power absolutely corrupts. And so the person becomes complacent, lackadaisical about dharma, and then starts to violate this, that, and everything. And then we've seen this in everyday news. We see this. We see this in the career of brilliant and very charismatic politicians. We see that. And they think they are too clever by far and they can get away with anything. But still, karma will come for them as well. And so one cannot say that, oh, I'm all okay, and then everything I will have just like this, it will continue. It may not. No, but I haven't done any scandals. You may not have done any scandals, but how long does it take for for the person to be wrongly implicated? And you may say, oh, I haven't, I'm leading a wonderful life. How long does it take for an economic recession to change all that? Not very long. So therefore, this last one is really must be understood properly. The third defect of karma, bandhakatvam. So there, since karma suffers from these three fallacies, what are they again? Just to sum up, what is the first one?
दुःखमिश्रितम्
दुःखमिश्र
Yeah, dukkha mishritatvam, mixed with sorrow. It is always. It is never unbridled joy, even when you get what you want. And then what is the next one?
तृप्तिकरम्
अतृप्तिकरम्
Atriptikaram. Atriptikaram means it does not cause, it does not cause contentment. It's a source of discontent no matter how much you have. Number three,
बन्धकत्वम्
bandhakatvam. It fans and refurbishes the notion of bondage, doesn't help the notion of bondage. And so, therefore, what? I know the solution. What's the solution? Stop doing karma. Don't get out of bed. Simple. No karma phala. Simple. I get out of all these three defects. Is this the correct answer? No. This is not the correct answer. Why? Because again the Bhagavad Gita tells us na kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtati akarmakrit karyate hyavashah karma sarvah prakritijaihi gunaihi. Not a single second, not for a single nanosecond is the person able to sit without doing karma. And because the prakriti, the nature is that. The nature means this Bhagavati, Maya. Because of the force of the power of the goddess, Maya. Maya makes you do all kinds of things. And then there is a penchant for doing, which is there, which is kind of Mayik in nature. It's part of the universal law that everything is in movement, including the human being. Always one is wanting to move. If you sit, you feel restless. You feel restless when you sit, except in Vedanta class, because when you sit in Vedanta class, sleep comes. So then it's very restful. And so therefore, this otherwise you feel very, very restless. You can't sit. And Pujya Swamiji used to always tell the story of the simply sitting Swami from the British Raj days, from the colonial days. And it didn't take too long for these Britishers to find out that the temples were a source of great revenue. For who? For the British Empire. So that's why they installed these collectors. Shameless. The name collector means to collect your money. This fellow is going to come. So this collector was there, and the district collector. So every district had a collector, and the collector was to go to the temples, get all the money that was given by the devotees. Previously, before the British came, it was all, the money belonged to the presiding deity of the temple. And then whoever was on the board would decide, how many people would be fed, and whether they would make some, like a watering place for the animals, stable for the things, grow some pasture land, all these things. They would decide as a whole. But here, this fellow would come and take for the Raj, for the imperial rulers, for the rulers. And so, as the story goes, one such collector came and demanded to know who, a small little podunk temple in the middle of somewhere in the rural South India, in Tamil Nadu. And so he demanded to know who all is on the temple pay roster, and I want to know, and we need more money for the crown, and then you cannot just show me. And the temple had only 3 or 4 people who were on the payroll, and they were all being paid in kind. They were being paid in paddy that was being grown on the temple land. And then he saw head priest, you know, four bushels of rice, bushels, whatever it's called. Head priest, 4 bushels of rice, and then assistant priest, 2 bushels of rice. And then what? The lady who came and cleaned the temple and then made malas for Bhagavan. She would buy the flowers and then make the malas every day fresh for Bhagavan. 1 bushel of rice. And then the temple had a Swami attached. In the olden days, the Swamis would sometimes sleep in the temple courtyard or in the temple room. There would be a room provided. And so the Swami had an epithet, the simply sitting Swami, 4 bushels of rice. And he said, wait, we have to cut down all this. Why should the head priest get 4 bushels? Cut it into two. And the assistant priest was again cut into 1 bushel of rice. And that poor lady who cleaned the temple and made the malas for Bhagavan, half a bushel of rice. And he said, simply sitting Swami, you get paid for simply sitting? Rubbish. All zero bushels of rice. And so the Swami next day saw, okay, no food, no rice is coming. And then he talked to the head priest. What is happening? And then the head priest said, I'm in a bad mood. My pay has also been cut. You talk to the district collector. And the Swami said, I think I need to do something for the sake of everybody in the temple. So he told the district collector, you know what? This is not fair that you have cut out everything that I used to get from the temple. And the district collector said, who gives money for simply sitting? And the Swami said, simply sitting is not an easy thing to do. It's not so easy. Okay, come and sit with me then. Swami said, come on, simply sitting is nothing. And so he Swami sat down, and the officer also with great difficulty, with the legs splayed before him, because he could not do Padmasana even if he was paid 8 bushels of rice. He could not do Padmasana, and so he kind of, with his legs splayed awkwardly before him, he sat down. And then very soon he was looking, oh, the cleaning lady has come, and he was like looking, what is she doing? And the Swami chided him. No, am I looking here and there? Just simply sit. Sit with your eyes closed. And then what? And then somebody came to deliver the flowers. And then he was looking at that boy who came on a bicycle to deliver the flowers. And then again the Swami chided him. Am I doing all that? I am simply sitting. And then some bug came and he was trying to ward off the bug. And he said, no, don't do all that. Just sit, simply sit. No, but it's a mosquito. Doesn't matter. Simply sit. And then, with the help of two other people, the head priest and the assistant priest, who had to get him up because he could not get up once he was on the floor. With great difficulty, he got up and collected. That's why he's now the word collector is because he collected what was left of his dignity, left the place, and revised the pay scale back, restored the pay scale back. And with a small change, simply sitting Swami 8 bushels of rice. So this is how it is. So so it shows it is very difficult to simply sit, not at all easy to sit. And so this is part of the prakriti. Prakriti means everything is moving, so you also feel you should move. And it's very difficult to train the mind and the body to simply sit. So the person is not able to simply sit, Arjuna, the Lord says. One is not able to sit at all. One is always doing something or the other. And so, therefore, the answer to removing the defects of karma phala is not to just simply sit and not do anything at all. The answer to that is to do karma, to do everything that needs to be done, but with the spirit of karma yoga, with the spirit of Ishwararpana buddhi, a buddhi that says, I dedicate this to you. You are the doer, I'm not the doer, I'm just a proxy doer. You bring in Ishvara as the doer, and then what do? You just say, I'm doing this in your name, I'm just an instrument. I am a Karana, I'm the instrument. I'm not the Karana, I'm not the cause. I'm the instrument of doing. I'm not the cause. And I'm just because you are there, I'm able to do. You have given me the hands. That is what the Shanti mantra says for this particular Atharva Veda Upanishad, this Atharva Veda. Bhadran karnemi shruniyama devaha. You have given us ears. May we hear only, please make it so that we hear only auspicious things. We don't hear gossip, we don't hear censure and blame. All this, very beautiful. So therefore, Bhagavan is put as the doer, and Bhagavan is put as the person who produces the result of action, the results of action. And when Bhagavan produces the results of action, what do? I receive it with prasada bhavana, prasada buddhi. Prasada has no translation. At the most, we can say glad acceptance. Prasada, we can say. That's all. That's the translation. There is no translation at all. And so therefore, this is with a kind of a glad acceptance, a radical acceptance of whatever comes, because you are not in charge of producing the results of action. The sooner we know this, the better it will be. And so therefore, this is the teaching. And here, and so this is good. That's why when and this can be told right at the beginning of doing the karma. You tell yourself and you make it into a social fact. You tell yourself, you tell Bhagavan, you tell everything. And therefore the Sankalpa always reads, Mama upatta Duritakshayadvara Shri Parameshwara Prityartham Aham Idam Karishye. I'm about to do this, Karishye, I'm going to do this. This karma, whether it's a yajna, whether it is puja, whether it is prayers, mental prayers, verbal prayers, whatever it is. So I'm going to do this. And why are you going to do this? Mama upatta. Upatta means earned by me. What? Durita. Durita means the bad karma earned by me in this and other lives needs to go, O Lord, so that I can see you, so that I can understand you as the truth of myself, so that I can be in tandem with the laws that are manifest in the universe as you, so that I don't go rogue and don't go my own way out of a sense of delusion. I'm always in your orbit. And so, in order to do that, what takes me away from you, what makes me alienated, is this feeling that I am separate, I am different. And what makes me alienated are my own raga dveshas as a result. And so, please remove those so that I can be I can be free of them. So the raga dveshas and the bad karma done, the papa done in previous lives, may it not come in the way of knowing you through Vedanta, through prayer, through puja. May it not come in the way of my bhakti. And so therefore I ask you to dedicate. We are directing the results of karma here. We are giving a suggestion. I don't want anything for myself. So please direct the results of this karma that I'm about to do so that I can be one with you. Very beautiful prayer. So you have let go, you have relinquished the results of karma in order to have a good life, in order to do this, that, and instead you are saying, I'm going to do the karma and only for the sake of inner purification. Mama upatta durita kshaya dvara. So durita kshaya means let that bad karma done in this and other lives, let that papa be exhausted. Let it be exhausted without leaving me exhausted. Let it be exhausted and then let me be free. And so that I'm free to be with you. I'm free to understand you as the truth of myself. And this is what is pleasing to you. I know because you want me to know myself as non-separate from you. And so like this, the sankalpa, the intention that is stated in the beginning of the karma, decides, that I'm not going to be in charge of or desirous of producing results that are pleasing to me. I let go of that. That is the way you can do anything, in anything for self growth, anything to qualify for Vedanta. That is what this particular set of mantras, that is what the teaching is in the Mundakopanishad, that we grow to be a person who is not addicted to karma phala, the results of action, who is not addicted to karma in order to produce karma phala, who is doing the karma, whatever is needed of them, they do, but with the idea that, well, we let it help my self growth. Everything I do, may it be for self growth alone. And so, let us look at the mantras here. I'll share this, and so we can look at that. You are able to see this, yes? Yeah. Okay. So we saw this one already, number 3. Yasya Agnihotramadarshama Paurnamasam Achaturmasya Managrayanam Atithivarjitancha Ahutam Avaishvadevam Avidhinahutam Asaptamamstasya Lokan Hinasti. So the Agnihotra is simple enough, but then the Agnihotra comes with all these angas, these satellite rituals, and if they are not done properly, or if they are omitted, and or if some shortcuts are taken, then all the seven lokas, or meaning the comfortable places in the here and the hereafter, are destroyed for that person. And so we have seen that various kinds of angas, we saw all of them. And then we have the next verse, which talks about when the oblation must be offered. And so this is not much here, but it's kind of a nice poetic verse to chant. Kali karali cha manojava cha sulohitaya cha sudhumravarna स्फुलिङ्गिनी विश्वरुचि च देवी लेलायमानाः iti saptajihva. It talks about the 7 tongues of fire. Saptajihva. The fire opens its mouth and then it has 7 tongues. And each of them take your oblation to various devatas. That's the belief. And the 7 tongues here have been named. Kali. Kali, not to be confused with goddess Kali. Kali here means the darkish, smoky, the darkish one. So if you look at the fire in the yajna, if you gaze at the fire, then you see some dark one. And then that is called Kali. Then the next one is Karali, fierce one. Manojava, the jumping one. It jumps like the thoughts in your mind. Manojava means that which moves with the speed of the mind. So you see a little flame here on one end of the Yajna Kunda, and then it has jumped to the other side. So that is Manojava. Then Sulohita, the bright red one. Sudhumra Varna, the smoky colored one. Spulingini, the playful, sparkly one. Sometimes the sparks come from the fire that is Spulingini. Vishwaruchi, Vishwaruchi, Ruchi here is not taste or anything. Vishwaruchi means the nice, warm, the nice, warm one which is well loved. The nice, warm one. Devi, Devi means the glowing one. Dyotanatmakatvat Devi. So, like these are seven tongues of fire. And the seven tongues are mentioned because when all of them are out, that is the correct time to pour the oblation. Whether it is a liquid oblation or a solid oblation, that is the time to pour. When we are doing a communal yajna, this is the time, this is the when one doesn't know, and because everybody is offering at the same time, and then too much ghee, douses down the fire, and then smoke starts to come. That's not the time to put. You have to withdraw the ghee then. And then you have to, there is a kind of a pipe to blow into the embers to get the fire started. You blow into the embers, or you fan the embers to get the fire restarted. And then you say, there is Kali. Oh, there is Devi. Oh, there is Sudhumra Varna, Sulohita. Okay, all of them are here. Okay, now they are ready to receive the oblation because when you say, when you offer to the smoke, you're not supposed to offer to the smoke. You're supposed to offer to the fire. When you offer to the smoke, your good karma also goes up in smoke. That's the belief. So you don't offer to the smoke. Okay, so this is just a setting to show how the karma should be done, and it's nothing much more is here to talk about because it just says you see the translation here what it says. Kali, Karali, Manojava, etc. are the seven moving tongues of fire. That's all it is. There's nothing more to say. But this is just this one and the next one are setups for what is going to come in verse number 6, which is important. So this one is also a little bit of a setup. एतेषु यश्चरते भ्राजमानेषु यथा कालञ्चाहुतयो ह्याददायन् तं नयन्त्येता सूर्यस्य रश्मयः यत्र देवानां पतिरेकोऽधिवासः. Very nice. एतेषु यः एतेषु यः चरते. Eteshu means eteshu jihvasu. Eteshu means in these seven moving tongues and in the bright flames. Yaha charate eteshu bhrajamaneshu yaha charate means see, we saw how when we saw the karma badly done, what kind of results it comes. What kind of results come with the badly done karma? We saw that earlier in that in the verse number 3. And what was there, what was said, that if you don't do this properly, if you omit the angas, the satellite rituals and all this, you will not get heaven or you will not get anything even in the here or the hereafter. But then here, in the typical Upanishadic fashion, you understand what happens when you do it properly. Bhrajamaneshu eteshu yaha charate. Charate means not walks in the fire. No, it's not about fire walker. But here charate means who performs the karma. Yaha, the one who performs the karma in these flames. When the flames are out, when the oblations, in other words, the one who properly does the oblations. Yatha kalam anatikramya, without transgressing the proper time given to give the oblations. Some fire rituals have to be done during the full moon, others during the new moon. We saw all that. So yatha kalam, according to the prescribed time, ahutayah he adadayan. So then what happens? Adadayan means indeed at the proper time. These oblations are the one who does these, the one who performs the karma according to the correct time. Then what happens? These ahutis, these offerings turn into punya. These offerings immediately turn into punya, and then they they conduct the person nayanti, they lead etaha goes with ahutayah, etaha ahutayah nayanti. These oblations take. You mean the oblations? How can they take me to other lokas? And besides, I'm not ready to go to other lokas. No, 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 not yet. When your time is up, that time they take you to other lokas. And how? Suryasya Rashmayah. Rashmayah must be converted into Rashmi Bhihi. Rashmi means rays. So Suryasya Rashmayah means these rays of the sun, Rashmi Bhihi, through the, it has to be converted into third case, through the rays of the sun. Where does it take you? You know, yaha charate bhrajamaneshu yatha kalam. Then those ahutis take you where yatra, they take you there where devanam patihi ekodhivasah. Ekah adhivasah means the single sovereign, the sole sovereign. Where? In the Devalokas. Who is that? Indra. The Lord of the Devas is there in Devaloka. They take you straight to Indra. All your oblations. Now, this is all figurative, and this, since the Veda says this out of Shraddha, we say, yes, this is beyond logic, and this is based on belief and a non-verifiable belief. So don't ask the question, how will I not get singed by the fires that are, by the sun's rays which are hot if they are taking me? Because you have a Sukshma Sharira. The Sukshma body doesn't get singed. It is fireproof. And so the rays of the sun, we say that the ahutis, they turn, they take the help of the rays of the sun. And through the rays of the sun, the good karma, it takes you straight to heaven, where Indra is waiting for you with the arati plate. Oh, here you are. Please come. And all the sevaks of heaven are sprinkling rose water. And some of them are offering chandan, some of them are putting mala, and some of them are blowing all kinds of trumpets and everything. And with full fanfare, you are admitted into the gates of heaven if you do this properly. Oh, that sounds wonderful. I think I'm going to do this because I want to go to heaven. This sounds wonderful. What a lovely welcome. Oh, this is very, very nice. And verse number 6 gives more of this welcome. Let us read. एह्येहि तमाहुतयः सुवर्चसः सूर्यस्य रश्मिभिर्यजमानं वहन्ति प्रियां वाचम् अभिवदन्त्योर्चयन्त्यः एष वः पुण्यः सुकृतो ब्रह्मलोकः. And so, ehi iti. Please come, welcome, welcome. In India, when you have a wedding, they'll say Swagatam, they will put a big banner, welcome. Technically, even the person off the street is welcome. You don't know the bride, you don't know the groom, you are still welcome, technically. Not these days with all inflation and high prices and capitalism and all that. But in small towns, rural areas, everybody is welcome. So here, just like that, Swagatam, there is a welcome mat. There is a red mat. Not mat, it's a nicer word for it. Carpet, yes. Red carpet will be there. Mat is small. Carpet is endlessly rolling red carpet that is taking you to the staircase of heaven. And what do they say? Please come. You have done so many good things. We remember your charity. We remember your donations. We remember your annadanam. We remember that you gave food, you gave water to the needy and the hungry. We remember that you have, you have supported ashrams, orphanages, and hospitals, schools. All your good deeds we remember. So these ahutayah, plural, these ahutis, these offering, suvarchasah, they start shining like the sun. And along with the rays of the sun, vahanti, they carry the yajamana. Yajamanam vahanti. Yajamana means the one who is the worshipper, the one who was the worshipper in the when they were alive. At the end of the life, they carry the Yajamana. And if the Yajamana says, "No, I'm not interested in all this," they convince you. How? Through flowery talk. Priyam Vajam Abhivadanti. They keep praising you, and with sweet talk, they take you, and then they say, and then you say, thank you. And they say, no need to thank us. It is your punya alone. Esha vaf punya. This is your punya. This is your punya alone, which is taking you to through the path of Brahmaloka. It is your punya alone. Ooh, this is wonderful. I don't know why you spent half of the class talking about the shortcomings of karma when the Upanishad is extolling all these things. And when the Upanishad is saying you're going to get the right royal treatment and you're going to be wonderful. So why shouldn't I do the karma? For that, you'll have to tune in next time, which is the first weekend in October, the first Sunday. I think it's the 2nd or something, 2nd of October. And that will be a very fitting way to celebrate Gandhi Jayanti. Okay, so wait till the next verse. All that will be cleared up. All right, so 1 week hiatus for class. So the next class, Vedanta class, will be on Monday night, Bhagavad Gita Bhashya class. And then one exception is that Sunday, Vidyaji will be taking the Sanskrit class. Okay, so that is the only exception. Otherwise, enjoy this holiday. All right. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you. Good night, good morning, wherever you are. Thank you.
Thank you, Swamini.
Thank you. Take care.